Hello viewers, it's another edition of Kboxtv Live and it's your boy Kofi Basic Jr. Today we're here to digest and get to know a Dutch boxer who's up for a golden contract with the MTK Global very soon. We'll get to know him well, get to know how he got into the sport and how he's taking his opponents called Danny. Guys, let me not waste the time. Let me just bring this guy in and he will tell us all about himself. Guy, my guest on the show is no other by Gino Kanters. Gino, welcome to Kboxtv.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, I'm also very excited to have you on your show. And Gino, I mean, for you,
Yeah.
how was growing up for like in Puermont?
In what?
Yeah. Puermont, because you're from Puermont in Netherlands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was growing up for you in that side of the city?
The city, like, I don't know how do you mean? How do you mean that? One time, one
Okay.
more again.
All right. So you were born in is it Puermont
Permanent, permanent.
Oh, Pomeranian. Right. Pomeranian. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry for my my Dutch accent. Uh-huh.
No, what the thing is in the Netherlands, like everybody wants to be around Amsterdam or like Rotterdam. Those are the big cities, but
Right.
those are expensive and busy, you know. So
Yeah.
Purmerend is just a small city outside of
Mm,
Amsterdam, and that's
mm,
close enough to be in Amsterdam all the time, to work there, to
yeah,
do your things there. But
right.
like yeah, the smaller cities from London, next to London, you know. So
Right.
Purmerend's like the same like that.
Oh, okay. Now, looking at your career, yeah, you started off from kickboxing,
Yeah, man.
and how what got you to kickboxing and eventually evolving into boxing?
Well, I started kickboxing at a young age, and I was doing that
Right.
just naturally because it was in my family. But
Okay.
at one
If you
point,
say it was in your family, it means you have family members who are already into kickboxing.
well, my stepfather
Okay.
was a pro kickboxer and MMA fighter.
Okay.
Melvin Manov, maybe you know him.
Okay.
But he done well, and that was why I started kickboxing. And
Mm,
at the one certain point, people told me like, "Hey, you can box," you know. So
mm, mm,
that was when I fell into it, just by
mm,
coincidence, and maybe I just took a fight one day,
mm,
and
mm.
I won that fight. So then
Oh, wow.
it all happened, and then started to learn. I wanted to know more about the sport, so rolled into it.
All right. So what age are we looking at when you started boxing? I mean, or the kickboxing? What age, around what age where did you start getting yourself into combat sport?
I was like a kid when I first started kickboxing, like 7. Turned
Yeah.
pro kickboxing at 17, and I think I
Oh,
was like
okay.
18 or 19 when I did
Mm.
my first pro boxing match. So it went really quick for me, man.
Oh, great, great. And currently you are 24 years old and you have about 8 victories to your career already. Somebody would say things have gone very fast for you for a boxer like you who is in a country where boxing isn't really the thing. Because in Netherlands you see a lot of kickboxing. But
Yeah,
for you to have eight wins at least to your credit, it
yeah.
means things have moved sort of smoothly for you. Would you say that?
Well, the way I see it is like, for me, every fight is a way fight, because we, like you said, we don't really have boxing. I've one boxing match in the Netherlands a year. So
Right.
I'm always abroad. I fought 2 times at Matchroom, one time in Germany. So
Okay.
I'm always the away fighter. So
Mm.
for me, with 8 wins, 3 losses, I'm fine with that. You know, in
Right.
boxing culture, it's like a loss is like a terrible thing, but for me, it
Mm,
isn't.
mm.
I come from kickboxing, and in
Right.
kickboxing, the best kickboxers has 10 or 20 losses, but has
Right.
100 victories or something like that. Because back in the days, everybody got matched up against each other. So
Right.
yeah, I don't mind, man. I fight anyone, and
Right.
if it's home away, I don't I don't really care. I just wanna fight, and
Right.
I truly believe it will get me at some higher place. Yeah,
Right, right. I also do believe because if after transiting from kickboxing, you find yourself in boxing, and you always been winning yourself a golden contract with MTK Global. How do
Yeah.
you see this competition, and how are you embracing it?
Yeah, I'm really happy I got into MTK because for me, as a Dutch fighter, it's not obvious that happens, you know. So
Right.
it was just I fought a couple of times in the UK, and
Mm.
one key member from MTK, Adam Hart, had
Okay.
already seen me fight when I was younger, knocking
Okay.
somebody out in kickboxing he knew. So
Okay.
he already a little bit knew who I was. So we got into contact because of a friend of mine, and I'm
Mm.
happy it turned this way, you know. So I'm getting a chance there. So I'm really
Mm.
grateful for that, and we'll see where it goes.
So this will be your first time you'll be fighting on an MTK Global card.
No. I fought on two MTK Global cards already.
Okay.
Like in
Okay.
2019, I spent 6 to 8 months
Mm.
in the UK. Had
Mm.
two fights on MTK Global cards already, but it was just a little bit build up fights and getting used to learning new things. Like at first, I was only fighting, and then I
Okay.
learned how to box. You know, so yeah, so they trying to teach me how to box, and that was yeah, I needed to get used to that.
Okay, great. When I posted on my status that I'll be talking to you, a Dutch fighter reached out to me and he was like, I should ask you, for a country where kickboxing is the main thing, like the prime thing here, why did you just stick with it but wanted to go do boxing?
Yeah, uh, first place because I was good at it. I saw
Okay.
things were working for me, and when I was kickboxing, I
Mm.
was only boxing with my opponents. I was
Oh.
only using my fists and maybe one kick or two kicks, but most
Oh,
of the
okay.
times using my fists. And so people told me like, why don't you just try it? And as as soon as I tried it and got more into the sport and started to watch fights and stuff like that, the
Mhm.
more I felt like, yeah, I want to be a boxer as well. You know?
Oh, okay, right. You talked about watching boxing. So, which were some of those fighters that you were watching when you were trying to transit from kickboxing into boxing?
Yeah, it's a whole. It's like the difference between tennis and badminton. It's like it's yeah, it's both a fight, but
Okay.
uh, uh, it's so different. It's so different. In kickboxing, it's just more like a brawl. It's 3 rounds of 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and you just fight like blank, like with no thoughts, just
Okay.
fighting and more a feeling. And with
Okay.
boxing, I think it's more intellectual. It's like
Mm.
chess, playing
Mm.
checkers, and
Right.
let somebody let somebody make doing things so you
Mhm.
can counter that and stuff like that. So it's really more thinking. It's
All right.
hard for the brains.
Right. Great. Were there some boxers that you were watching, like some people that inspired you when you decided to do boxing? Some big names that you were watching to, and
Yeah,
you felt like
like
you could be like them.
there's one kickboxer from
Mm-hmm.
Suriname, and I'm from Suriname as well. And
Oh,
he
okay.
turned into boxing. His name's Tyrone Spong,
Oh,
and he was
okay.
supposed to fight Usyk last year. So
Alexander Usyk.
Alexander Usyk, yeah, he was supposed to
And
fight Usyk.
okay, is he also from the Netherlands?
Yeah. So yeah, he's my like favorite kickboxer and turned to boxing. So he was like a big inspirational kid for
Okay,
me.
okay.
And yeah, besides that, once I got into boxing, I like Javante Davis, man.
Oh, great.
Javante
I'm sure you
Davis,
were very excited when you watch him beat Lil Santa Cruz over the weekend.
yeah.
Did
What?
you watch that fight?
What?
You said you love Javante Davis,
Oh
right?
yeah. I watched the fight. Yeah. Sick uppercut. Sick, crazy uppercut. But
Right.
yeah, his style is he's dangerous, man. He's a dangerous guy.
Great. Now let's talk about your fight against Danny Dignum
Yeah.
on 10th December. What are your preparations towards that bout?
My preparations.
Yeah.
You just I prepare like normal, man. Like I don't like to adjust too much to my opponents because I want to play my game, not their game.
Okay.
So I'll just prepare myself how I prepare myself.
Mm,
Uh, I keep in mind he's a southpaw, so we're switching some things up.
mhm.
But yeah, I don't want to be in his game. I don't want to adjust too much to him. He will need to adjust to me, to my fight style, because he won't
Right.
like it. He won't like the way I fight. I know that.
So is that to say that you haven't watched his tape at all?
Oh yeah. I watched him. I watched him. Of course, every every
Okay.
every fighter that tells you he doesn't watch his opponents is lying. You always watch. You always watch. Uh, but I want to play my game.
Okay, okay. And looking at your opponent, Danny, what are some of the highlights that you have seen about him that you feel like he's a beatable guy?
Like I saw him fight when I was in the UK. I saw him fight a couple times, and I thought he's an okay fighter. But then he fought Cummings for the WBO
Yeah.
title. Won
Hmm.
that one. I was really impressed because he stopped him, and then
Okay.
he needed to fight Melly, and I
Mm.
knew Melly was is a dangerous guy. It's a good fighter, So yeah, I thought he was getting he was there was gonna be a problem for him, but he managed it well.
Right,
And but it was a hard fight, wasn't
right.
it? Was a hard fight for him as well.
It
But
was.
yeah, I think that's one of the Dignum's highlights, man. Nelly was how do you call it? Was Yeah, it was a good effort. It was a good effort.
Okay, great, great. Now you find yourself facing this man. If this guy watches this tape, I mean, what would you like to tell him that uh, what would you like to tell him and what he should be expecting from you on 2nd December?
Anyone who fights me
Right?
knows they need to expect war.
Wow.
I don't mind. It's not for a belt. I don't mind it at all, because what is this belt worth if I win against this guy? So I'm
Right.
coming there, trying to break all his plans, screw up everything. So yeah, he better prepare well, sleep good, eat good, because because I want to tear him down.
Right, right, right. So where are you preparing from? Are you in the Netherlands now or you are in UK?
I'm in the Netherlands with a new team. So
Okay.
new team. I've one fight with this team, so
Hmm.
some kind of new, but we're feeling good.
One fight which ended in a draw.
Yeah. We got a draw, but yeah, you should have seen the fight. Like, I'm
Hmm.
always the away fighter, and now I won like maybe 6, 7 rounds, knocked
Right.
him down one round,
Hmm.
and yeah, you know how things go as the away fighter.
Right,
So
right, right.
yeah, don't care too much from that, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, I understand. I mean, I have wanted to ask you a personal question because I have been here for a while and I was expecting to go for some few tournaments in the Netherlands to see how they box and everything. But it's more of an amateur boxing. You don't really see the professional boxers. For a boxer like you fighting out of the Netherlands and always being on the B plus, because being on the B side because you're always traveling to go fight and all this. How inconvenient does this put you?
Yeah, it's inconvenient, but bro, like I said, it is what it is. I don't care how the odds are, how the stakes are.
Mm,
I know what I'm capable of, and
mm,
I'm still young, and
right.
one of these days it's gonna fall at my end.
True, true.
And I'm starting to feel in training as well. I'm knocking more people out. I'm more convincing. So yeah, they need to be sharp. They need to be sharp.
Now you are in the middleweight division,
Yeah.
Gino. Middleweight division is a very I mean the face of boxing is currently in the middleweight division. I'm talking of Canelo Alvarez. I mean, looking at the names that are lined up in this division, how do you stand? I mean, if you look at those guys in the division and you look at yourself, where do you stand against some of the big names that are having a world fight?
Yeah, I honestly think I see myself at the level of a Dignum division. You know, he's a European champion. I can see myself at that level right now. Like the top 10, the top 5 for middleweight is crazy good. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody can defeat the Canelo right now, but maybe one day. For me now, my focus is on Danny, and
Right.
to be honest, yeah, I think he's gonna have a big night,
Now you're talking about Danny, who has won all of his 13 fights.
Yeah,
A very solid powerhouse. I mean, with a lot of backing, and I've read some of the articles already, and most of them are rooting for him already. And these articles that you've read and all that, doesn't it put you in some sort of fear or something?
no, but you know,
Hmm.
yeah, like boxing is different than kickboxing,
Right.
and
Right.
I'm a kickboxer, so
Right.
like in kickboxing, we're used to getting matched up against anyone. Like
Right.
I fought big guys when I was only 18, 19 years old, so I was just a
Hmm.
baby back then, and just needed to swallow it, swallow it
Right.
away and go. So right now, nah, I don't fear nobody.
You know,
I,
yeah, great. Now, what does this fight mean to you, Gino? What does this
I,
fight mean to you?
well, for me, a lot because he's a champion, and it's not for a title, but he's a champion. And if I defeat this guy,
Hmm.
he's no champion anymore.
Right.
Not in my eyes. In any case,
Nice.
but I don't
Yeah.
think in anybody's eyes. So if I win against this guy, uh, I need a title fight for sure.
Okay. Definitely, if you win this fight, you will definitely be on the side of MTK Global. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I on paper I'm on the side of MTK because I'm with MTK, he's with MTK, so we're both
Oh,
there.
then what's the dynamics of the golden contract then?
What?
The golden contract.
Yeah, golden
That's
contract.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's the golden contract? What does it mean? Has
it's
it been
it's just like
explained to you?
one tournament inside of MTK Global. So
Okay.
it was now for the lightweights or featherweights. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe next year it will be the middleweights. Will be fun,
Mm. All right,
right?
right. We're looking forward to see you on that fight on 2nd December, and we'll be watching the fight and definitely bring our viewers highlights from the event, and wish you well. I mean, your last words to the fans and everybody else get an opportunity to watch this fight, and what you also want to tell Danny yourself.
Wait, bro. Your audio's a little bit cracking right now.
Okay, can
Your
you hear me
audio,
now?
huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you, but it's like with disturbance.
Okay, a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit disturbance, but go on.
Okay, so I was asking that. I mean, what are your final words? I was just trying to get your final words, and what you like to tell the fans who will
Wait a
tune
second,
in
sorry,
every December to watch
because
it.
I can't follow, man. Oh,
Wow.
it's like
Uh,
wait, I put the audio off and on.
okay.
Can you speak?
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's better.
Oh, so I was trying to get your final words and your final words to your message to your fans.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Maybe I need to move.
Is it okay?
Ik hoor hem, nee, ik hoor hem niet meer. Ik hoor hem slecht.
All right.
Once again, bro.
Your final words.
Yeah. Final works.
Yeah.
Like
I
lots of
mean, your
sparring,
message
man.
to your fans, the fans, and the people that should tune in on 2nd December.
Sorry, bro.
All right, a minute.
Ja. Is er nog oplader hier ook? Want ik heb mijn ding is leeg, man. Want, anders valt hij uit midden in de interview. Oh, hier. Ik denk, ik moet weten waar die in kan.
Ik durf er geen stekkers uit te halen.
Nee, ik ook niet. Nog een stekker.
Is it okay?
Ja?
Is it okay now?
Ja, man.
All right, great. So I was trying to get your final message for the fans.
Yeah.
Let me get your final message. I mean, your final message.
Yeah. Just be sure to watch the fight the 2nd of December, because it's gonna be a hell of a fight, you know. And honestly, if I'm just completely honest,
yeah,
Dignum is getting exposed.
Right.
I'll expose him.
You're gonna expose him come 2nd December.
Yeah. He's an okay fighter, but I'm gonna expose him, you know, expose him. So make sure to watch. Make
right,
sure
great. We're definitely going to watch that fight. And any prediction on how the fight is going to end?
Bro, I'm always going for the knockout, but I won't say it will be a knockout. You know, I know that even on the MTK card,
right,
against the champion, you're the away fighter. So I'm always pressing for the knockout. So you don't need to be worried about that. I will put on everything I can to knock him out, but we'll see.
All right, great. We hope to catch you before or probably during the time that you're going to fight. Maybe we can catch you before or after the fight and get to speak to you again and update the fans on how everything went.
Yeah, sick.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your time and we wish you well.
No problem.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, man.
Hello guys, my guest on the show was Gino Kanters, and that's boxer who is fighting Danny. Will be fighting Danny in UK on 2nd December, and he is going to be there with the people to get the out. We'll be following that fight on 2nd December, and we'll bring you the updates. We'll try our possible best to get him on the show, probably before the fight on Fight Night, or we'll get him after the event to tell us how everything went down for him. We thank you very much, and we thank all the viewers who were able to tune in on Kboxtv, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And sure, we'll be here again with another guest next week, Wednesday. Have a very good evening and stay blessed.